Lesson number 12, Ajurrumiyyah. We continue in this lesson with the nawasikh of the mubtada and khabar, those words, those grammatical governors that change the hukum of mubtada and khabar. In the previous lesson, we talked about kana and its likes. Now we're going to talk about inna and its likes. وأما inna وأخواتها. As for inna and its likes, فإنها تنسب الاسم وترفع الخبر. Indeed, they do nasb of the ism, they render the noun into the accusative case, وترفع الخبر, and they make the predicate in the nominative case. وهي, and these are inna, وأن, ولكن, وكأن, وليت, ولعل, and very soon he will explain the meaning of each one of these. تقول, you say, إن زيدا قائم, indeed Zayd is standing. وَلَيْتَ أَمْرًا شَاخِصٌ, and I wish Amr appeared from afar. If we want to be more loyal to the Arabic, in which the word expressing the wish later does not have a person, we could use the more archaic English. Were it that Amr might appear, would that Amr might appear, or if only Amr appeared. وَمَا أَشْبَهَ ذَلِكَ, and what resembles that. وَمَانَعَ إِنَّ, and the meaning of inna, وَأَنَّ لِلتَّوْكِيدِ, the meaning of inna and anna is for emphasis. So here mana is going to be mubtada and inna is going to be mudaf ilayhi, and للتوكيد as zarf mustaqar is the khabar. So the meaning of inna, anna, and anna is for emphasis. وَلَكِنَّ, and the meaning of lakinne, so here lakinne is matuf upon inna. Lakinne is for amendment, that is to say, to correct or to exclude a possible misunderstanding that emerges from a previous sentence. So we could say amendment or a qualification. وَكَأَنَّ لِلتَّشْبِيهِ, and كَأَنَّ is for similarity or making something similar to something else. وَلَيْتَ لِلتَّمَنِّي, and layta is for wishing. وَلَعَلَّ لِلتَّرَجِّي وَالتَّوَقُّعِ, and لَعَلَّ is for hoping and expectation. If we were to translate these words, the meanings of which Ibn Ajurrumiyyah rahimahullah just gave, we would say for inna and anna, truly, indeed. For lakinna we would say but or however. For ka'anna we would say as if. And for layta we would say would that, were it that, if only. And for la'alla we would say hopefully or perhaps. Then Ibn Ajurrumiyyah rahimahullah talks about the third type of nawasikh, which is zanantu and its likes. وأما ظننت وأخواتها, as for ظننت and its likes, فإنها, indeed they, تنسب المبتدأ والخبر على أنهما مفعولان لها. They indeed make accusative the subject and the predicate in the accusative case, على أنهما, based upon the fact that مفعولان لها, that they are two objects for ظننت and its likes. وهي, and these are ظننت, which means I thought, I supposed. وحسبت, I counted. Again, counted in the sense of in the sense of I thought, and that is also sometimes how the word is used in English when you say, for example, حسبتك صديقي, I counted you as my friend. على وحسبت وخلت, I imagined, وزعمت, I supposed, ورأيت, I saw. And again, this is seeing, and that is not in the sense of seeing an object, but seeing something as something. وعلمت, I knew. ووجدت, I found. And again, the same applies here. وجدت, not in the sense of finding something that you lost, but finding something in some way, or which is also how the word is used in English sometimes, right? Uh, um, uh, if you say, for example, I found him to be a virtuous person. وجدته شخصا فاضلا, right? So there it is used in a similar way both in English and in Arabic. واتخذت, to take someone as something, or something as something. وجعلت is to make something something. وسمعت, to hear something. An example of سمعت used in this way is, for example, سمعت خليلا يقرأ. I heard Khalil reciting. So there, خليلا would be مفعول به الأول, the first object. يقرأ as a جملة الفعلية will be منصوب محلا. It has a positional declension of being in the accusative case, although it has obviously no uttered declension because it's a sentence. So there, سمعت خليلا يقرأ, I heard Khalil reciting, is an example of سمعت that is used when it is transitive to two accusative nouns. And that example I took from التحفة السنية, التحفة السنية, which is a commentary on the مقدمة لأجورمية by Muhammed Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid, which is a useful commentary, although it's quite brief. Here I will not give an example to each one of these governors because they're all used in a similar way, but I'll give one or two examples. For example, the example of ظن in the Quran al-Karim. One of the examples is the statement of Fir'aun to Musa ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salam. فقال له فرعون إني لأظنك يا موسى مسحورا. The Pharaoh said to him, indeed I truly think, O Musa, that you are under a spell. So here we have inna for tawkid in the beginning, and then we have another emphasis with the lam al-ibtida before the khabar. Inni la'adhunnuka, indeed I truly think, consider, ya Musa, O Musa, mashura, consider you to be under a spell. So here the adhunnu is the fi'l nasikh, and it takes two direct objects. One is the ke, the pronoun for the second person masculine singular, and so that will be, because pronouns are mebni, that will be mensub mahallan as the maf'ul bihi al-awwal. It will be in the accusative case as the first object of adhunnu, and then mashura will be the second object, and that is also in the accusative case. It is also mansub. And then Musa alayhi salam response. So that's ayah number 101, sorry, in Surah Al-Isra. And then Musa alayhi salam responds to him, قال لقد علمت ما أنزل هؤلاء إلا رب السماوات والأرض بصائر وَإِنِّي لَأَظُنُّكَ يَا فِرْعَوْنُ مَثْبُورًا. Musa aleyhisselam responds, قال لقد علمت لام القسم قد للتحقيق, by Allah you indeed knew ما أنزل هؤلاء إلا رب السماوات والأرض, no one but the Rabb of the heavens and the earth brought down these, referring to the 9 signs that were given to Musa alayhi salam. Basaira, in this ayah, as the plural of basira, is hal from the maf'ul bihi of the verb anzala. So ma anzala haula'i Rabbu samawati wal ard basaira, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the heavens and the earth, brought down these signs as occasions of perception, of ibar, of taking lessons from them, of taking them into consideration. So basair, in the sense of that bayinat, mekshufat, that should be taken into, that should be perceived, and that should be considered as signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as authenticators of the claim of Musa alayhi salam to being Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger. So basair again is going to be hal from anzala haula'i, from haula'i. That will, haula'i will be zuhal as the maf'ul bihi of anzala, and then basaira will be the hal. So again, to wrap it up, ma anzala haula illa rabbu samawati wal ard basaira, no one brought down these, meaning the 9 signs, except the creator of the heavens and the earth, as signs that should be perceived. وَإِنِّي لَأَظُنُّكَ يَا فِرْعَوْنُ مَثْبُورًا. And indeed I truly think you, O Pharaoh, مَثْبُورًا. Methbura means masrufan anil haq, turned away from the truth. So here, just as Pharaoh attacks Musa alayhi salam by saying inni la'adhunnuka ya Musa mashura, Musa alayhi salam responds right back by saying wa inni la'adhunnuka ya fir'aunu mathbura, I indeed truly think you, O Pharaoh, to be turned away from what is true and real. So in this ayah, again, ka will be what? The maf'ul bihi al-awwal of adhunnu, and then mathbura will be what? Maf'ul bihi al-thani, and ka as a pronoun is bibni, so it will have a positional declination of being mansub in the accusative case as the maf'ul bihi al-awwal of adhunnu, and mathbura will be what? Maf'ul bihi al-thani, as also in the accusative case as the second direct object of the nasikh verb adhun. The example of the usage of ittakhaza from Al-Quran Al-Karim is Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 125. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Ibrahim ala Rasulina wa alayhi salam khalila, as a close friend. So here ittakhaza is the fil nasikh, lafzatul jalala, the word Allah is the fa'il, which is marfu with a damma. It's in the nominative case as illustrated by the damma, and then ittakhaza takes two maf'ulain, two direct objects. One is Ibrahim, which is mansub with a fatha, and then Khalilan, which is also mansub with a fatha. Grammarians have categorized these verbs, that is to say zanantu and its likes, into 4 groups. The first group consists of those verbs which indicate probability, such as ظننت, حسبت, خلت, وزعمت. These four indicate probability. The asl of خلت, to imagine someone to be something, or to imagine something to be something, is from خيلت. That's a fi'l ajwaf al-ya'i, that it has a omitted, it is a hollow verb with ya as the middle radical. And in the likes of khiltu, what happens is that ya, because it has a kesra on the ya, and the Arabs find that thaqil, heavy to say, that becomes sakin, and there is another sukun on the lam. And because of the phonetic rule of imtina iltikai sakinain, the prohibition of two sukuns being next to each other, the lam, the ya before the lam drops, and then the kha is given a kesra to indicate that the dropped, the letter which has dropped is a ya. So khayiltu becomes khiltu. Note that za'ame is often used to express an opinion or a supposition with which the speaker is in disagreement. So za'ame fulan, someone supposed, often indicates that the speaker thinks that this thought or this opinion is incorrect. That is frequently how the word is used. However, not always. Sometimes it might just, again, have the meaning of dhanne, meaning of someone thought or supposed, without expressing that meaning of disagreement. So that was the first group. The second group uh, consists of those verbs which indicate yaqeen, certainty, and that is there are three of those. Those are ra'aytu, wa'alimtu, wa wajadtu. I saw, I knew, and I found. And then the third group consists of those which indicate becoming or transfer, and those are two. One is ittakhaztu, which we just mentioned, and the second is ja'altu, to make something into something. And then the final group is just as one verb in it, and that's simitu, to hear someone making a certain sound. Ibn Ajurrum continues by giving examples to some of these. Taqulu, you say, zanentu Zaydan muntaliqan, I thought Zayd had left. وَقِلْتُ amran shaqisan, I imagined Amr to be appearing from afar. وَمَا أَشْبَهَ ذَلِكَ, and what resembles that. And this is zanne and its likes. Next, Sheikh Ibn Ajurrum goes into the tawabi of the marfuat, those nouns which follow the declension of prior nouns, previously mentioned nouns, and the first one is the adjective. النعت تابع للمنعوت في رفعه ونصبه وخفضه وتعريفه وتنكيره. The adjective follows the noun for which it is an adjective in its in being nominative and accusative and genitive, and in being definite or indefinite. So he mentioned basically two aspects. One aspect is what? The grammatical declension, that the adjective should have the same grammatical declension as the noun for which it is an adjective. And the second one is being definite, in terms of being definite or indefinite. They must agree in these aspects. تقول قام زيد العاقل, Zayd the intelligent got up, and again aql is what? Whatever stops you from doing what is harmful for you in this world or in the hereafter. قام زيد العاقل, so here قام is the fi'l ماضي مبني على الفتح, and زيد is the is the fa'il, the doer of the verb, that is marfu with a damme, and al-aqilu is a adjective, sifa or not. Grammarians use both terminologies for Zayd, and since Zayd is marfu, it will also become marfu. And you see that they're both in agreement in terms of having the same grammatical declension, and they're also in agreement in terms of both being definite. Zayd is definite because it's a proper noun, and al-aqil is definite because it has lam tarif, the definite article, before it. وَرَأَيْتُ زَيْدًا الْعَاقِلَ. I saw Zayd, the intelligent. Here, this is an example where the men'ut, the mawsuf, the noun which has the adjective, is in the accusative case. Ra'aytu is fi'l and fa'il, and then Zaydan is the maf'ul bihi of Ra'aytu, and then it is mansub because it's the maf'ul bihi with a fatha, and al-aqil is a adjective for Zayd, and again it is in the accusative case following the declension of the noun for which it is an adjective. And then in the example of the men'ut being the not being in the genitive case following the men'ut is وَمَرَرْتُ بِزَيْدٍ الْعَاقِلِ. I passed by Zayd, the intelligent. So Zayd here is majrur with the harfu jar ba, with the genitive particle ba, and then al-aqil, because it's an adjective for Zayd, is also majrur. It is genitive because, again, of the government of the harfu jar ba. Notice in these examples we pronounce the kesra after the word Zayd. We said Zaydunil akilu, Zaydenil akile, Bizaydinil akil. That kesra is there not due to any syntactic reason, but just due to a phonetic reason, because the word with the tamim ends with a sukun, and then lam tarif has a sukun as well. So because of the same phonetic rule of imtina iltiqai sakinain, we add that kesra just to facilitate pronunciation. But again, that has nothing to do with the grammatical government. In terms of the grammatical government, in all these three cases, the adjective follows the declension and the status of being definite or indefinite of the noun for which it is an adjective. This is the end of lesson number 12 of Al-Muqaddimah Al-Ajurrumiyyah. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.